Hey guys, how's it going? Well, just got in the third Model 2 XTS3000. These are XTS3000's and they're in VHF. Every single one of them are mint. Every single one of my units are mint. I don't have one bad one. I don't have any to make apologies for. And that's what I like. I work very hard to get units that are mint or as close to mint as I can. Every single one of them work, and I back up what I say. Anybody who can, anybody who buys from me and has bought from me in the past knows that, you know, on my eBay I've got no returns. Absolutely, under no circumstances, no returns. Well, eBay's a bitch of a woman, and you know, not the kind you want to take home to mama. You know, she'll fuck you for everything you know, everything she can, and take as much as she can. So, you know, in that regard, I put, you know, I've negated my power seller quote unquote bullshit status. I'm going to lose my status as a power seller because I won't bow down to their bullshit, even though I pay them about $300 a month to list things on there in final value fees. And they get their 9%, you know, that's just increasingly climbing. And, you know, then they try to, it's just like renting a house and, you know, having your landlord saying, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and take, you know, take this much for the rent, but hey, I want you to be able to, you know, I want you to be in bed by 9. I want you to, you know, brush your teeth. I want you to, you know, do that at least, you know, 4 times a day. I want you to, you know, go fuck the neighbor's dog at least once, you know, because he's lonesome, and you know how dogs are. You know, I want you to be able to do that. I want you to be able to take it up the ass every now and then if I really feel like it. And if you don't do that, we're going to take away your power seller status. And as a result, we want you to ship free for nothing. Oh, shipping costs money. That's as simple as that. There's no way around it. I've never been able to go into a post office, drop a package down, say, hey, you know, go ahead and ship this for me. No, I'm not going to pay it, but just go ahead and ship it for me. Thanks, you're a great guy. So, you know, what eBay does is, you know, now they've come out with their, okay, we're going to take, we don't want you to, you know, we don't want you to profit. We don't want sellers profiting off of shipping. I never did. You know, I never did. I always paid my final value fees the day of the sale. And this is a rant, and I'm sorry, but, you know, it just gets increasingly more annoying every time I deal with eBay. But, you know, they're taking their 9% on power sellers. They've got all these requirements where they want you to, you know, kiss their ass left and right, or they're going to remove your power seller status. And what that shakes down to is on final value fees at the end of the month, they give you 20% back out of that final value fee. And that's usually as a credit. You know, I mean, if you've ever sold anything and you've had anything come back, they don't give you your final value fee. They don't give you what you paid them. They credit it towards future purchases. They're full of shit is what they are. But they're the only game in town. You know, they completely suck, but at the same time, you know, their requirements, I'm certainly not going to send a radio out that is in absolute mint condition. Have somebody beat the shit out of it, you know, for 14 days, and, you know, then decide, well, you know, I see how this works now. I think I'll, you know, see if I can't find a better deal between now and then. I'll beat the shit out of this radio may steal a couple parts out of the inside, send it back to the guy, have the guy incur, you know, my original shipping, and fuck him out of final value fees. That is why I say absolutely no returns. Anybody who's ever dealt with me knows that if you've got a problem with anything that I sell, and this, I can count the times that's ever happened on one hand with 3 fingers left over in the 10 years. And in all cases, I made it right. So there are people on eBay who won't. And I do want to get into one thing. I know we started out about radios here, but I do want to get into one thing. Bat Labs and, you know, the forums for the radios, they're good. You know, they're good, I guess. I don't go on to Bat Labs unless I'm looking at the buy-sell section. I don't Twitter, I don't twatter, I don't, you know, I don't text. I don't even know how to text. I don't use my phone as the, you know, to surf the web. I just don't do shit like that. You know, I just don't, I'm not really into stuff like social media and message boards and stuff like that. YouTube's about as far as I'll go, and there's a very, very thin line of bullshit that I'll put up with, even, you know, from folks at YouTube, on YouTube. But anyway, I picked this unit, or picked this housing up a long time ago, 6 months, 7 months ago, could have been 8. But you know, perfect working condition. This was on Bat Labs, and I got it. You know, I transferred it onto an XTS radio that wasn't in bad shape, but you know, I mean, I thought it'd look good in fire yellow, and you know, I kept it on for quite a while. Well, I hooked the mic up to it one day. The mic wouldn't transmit, and I thought, son of a bitch, why is it not doing that? So you know, then I got the mic and I tested the mic out. This is the only thing I've ever bought that I haven't tested out, because you know, I thought, well, you know, what can go wrong with a housing? You know, I mean, it seems to work. I don't really think I need to hook a mic up to it. It's the only one I haven't done, but it was a mistake, and I'm human and everybody makes mistakes. But what this guy did was he sold me a housing listed as in perfect working order, and I hooked the USB cable up to it, tried to read and write on it, wouldn't work. Well, this internal flex was bad. He knew it. You don't own a radio, especially this guy who owns several, and you know, you don't, if you can take a housing apart the way most people can't. This guy knew that this housing was bad. There's no bones about it. He fucking knew. But you know, rather than, and I didn't pay, I paid quite a bit for this housing, but you know, rather than to be honest and say, hey man, you know, yeah, you know, you might need to switch the flex out, he didn't. So you know, people like that I have very, very short patience for. I'm not going to mention his name. You know, people get what's coming to them in the end anyway. But anyway, I had another flex around. These flexes do not come cheap. That's why when you see a Model 2 or a Model 1 or any of these used model housings, you better snap them up, because if something like this happens and you have to replace a flex on this, number one, it's very difficult to do. You have to know what you're doing. The light pipe can fly out like a rocket. You know, there's a lot of damage you can do on the inside here when you're trying to remove a flex, when you're trying to put it back out. The knobs are very difficult to deal with. But if you know what you're doing, you can do it right, and I've done it enough to where I can actually swap out a flex and do it without doing any damage. So this is back in working order, and it'll be going back on a 5K. But you know, the son of a bitch knew about it, and you know, had programmed the radios before, and there's no excuse for stuff like that. But you know, that's what you get when you buy used. But you know, watch the people who sell on message boards. I'm not saying anything bad about Bat Labs. A lot of good people on Bat Labs, and you know, it's a very good source for a lot of education. Really smart fellas on there. But just like any other site, any other message board, just like anything in life, there's going to be crooked people, and you know, people trying to hide stuff that they know is fucked up. But this flex is bullshit. So you know, as far as I'm concerned, I ought to just take it out, you know, and smash it with a fucking anvil, or smash it with a sledgehammer on an anvil. Piece of shit. But anyway, that's back and working. Yeah, I do have a temper. Welcome. Anyway, we got these up and running. VHF, beautiful radios. Beautiful, beautiful. And I do want to thank, man, I tell you, there's a guy named Seth, and he is on Bat Labs. And man, that guy is just solid as the day is long. He treated me so well. And you know, that's one good thing, is there's more people that are good than there are that are bad. And some people may disagree with me on that, but it's really not. I really believe that. You know, there's always going to be crooked people in this world, but you know, most people want to be able to sleep at night, and I'm no different. And it's just as simple as that. Anyway, I got that third unit in, the encryption board. He sent it with an encryption board in it, and he even paid for my original shipping on it. He was such a good guy, and he sent me one with an encryption board. The encryption board sold. I did get, I worked today on a deal for 3 more Model 3s in VHF, and I sealed the deal tonight, this evening. Seal the deal on it this evening. The boards that are coming with them will be sold. They should probably be sold by tonight, but they'll be very nice units, and you've seen the housings on them. You know, they're well-used housings, not like these. They're not perfect, but they don't look like they've been, you know, abused, damaged, you know, kicked down an alley. But they do show signs of moderate use, moderate to high use. So, you know, they've got scratches on the screen, and, you know, so what I did was I went to Panther, and unfortunately Panther in one day sold out of all of those Model 3 housings. And that's a drag. Let me just turn this radio off. That's a drag that he sold out of those, but he'll get more in, and when he does, I'm going to probably pick one up. I don't want to get too many in safety yellow, because the feedback that I've gotten just hasn't, you know, you fire guys, you need to be, you know, if you really want units, you better speak up, because you know, it's just as simple as that. You know, you can either get something that, you know, that is questionable, that you don't know, you know, don't know how the seller is, you're not sure about him, you don't know if it's been tested. The guy says he, you know, he doesn't have a battery, or, you know, he's got a battery and a charger, but, you know, he'll just leave out that little AC cord and say, oh man, I'm sorry, I just can't test it. You know, I lost the AC cord. Bullshit. He's got an AC cord. You know, so I mean, you can either go with somebody that you know, that may just screw you over in the end, or you can go with somebody who buys radios that he knows, and sells radios that he knows are top shelf, and that comes at a price. You know, these radios come at a price, but I don't fuck people over. If anybody is ever, ever has a problem with the radio, I gave a police department a gang charger. One pocket was bad. I said, oh man, he said, the officers, or the brass higher up, he was pretty high himself. But, he says, it's kind of embarrassing. And I just said, man, then don't worry about it. Keep the damn thing. It's an impressed charger. And so he got a brand new, well, it wasn't brand new, but, he got probably about a 70% gang charger for free. I even paid his shipping on it. So, you can deal with people that you're really not sure of, or you can deal with somebody who actually cares about their customers. And I care about my customers. Co cares about his customers. There are a lot of people on YouTube, not YouTube, but on all the networks that do care and that are honest. And those are the people that I like working with. But I do have 3 more of these coming in. They're going to be in VHF and they're going to be black. They're going to need, I think I might get some safety yellow housings. 1 more, maybe 2. But if you guys want these, you better let me know, because if there's not a demand and I don't hear about it, and there's not enough of it, of serious demand and serious people writing me, I'm not going to invest the money to completely trick out a radio and then have somebody flip-flop on me. It's just not going to work that way. So, if you want it, you better get it. But do watch out for people on these radio sites and on any site, anywhere. Make sure that you test stuff out. I always do. This is just a layback unit that I just never got around to dicking with, until I had it on a radio, and I wondered why the mic didn't work. But it really pissed me off to have to change out that flex. It's not an easy deal. The knobs are fucking rock solid on them. They're tight. All of them. Really, really tight. It's a good housing. It works now. It reads. It writes. Nothing wrong with it at all. But, if you have to go through the nail pulling of, removing a flex without, and reinstalling a flex, it's hard. It's difficult. And there's no two ways about that. VHF units. There's a police department that got a hold of me. They need radios for reserve officers. An XTS2500, I don't believe, would actually, with that full FPP, would, I think that's kind of a high-end ticket radio for a reserve officer, but at the same time, it depends on the agency. And, if he wants that for his reserve officers, fine. He can look on, he got a hold of me on eBay. But, bud, if you need them, here they are. I've got 2 of them, by the way. These are brand new. They were 1.5s. And they were 1.5 2500's. These were switched with brand new keypads, brand new housings. All the accessories are brand new. And impressed batteries. So, with 2010 or 2011 date codes, no, the impressed battery isn't brand new, but I do have them if you need them. But 2500's are rock solid. They're very good radios. They're just so good. They're quick carry units, and plastic is still on the screen on this one, but that's how it looks without it. But these units are so nice, and the Model 2s are going to be good sellers. And then I've got 3 Model 3s that are on their way in. And there's a good fella down in Australia named James that's looking for a UHF 5000. I'm really glad that you picked me. James, and you're gonna be really happy with the unit. These units were all converted Model 2s that were converted professionally to Model 3s, aligned on an Aeroflex diagnostic unit, and all the updates, everything was done perfectly. Everything is tested. Everything meets Motorola spec. Everything's been aligned just properly. You know, it's just beautiful radio. Beautiful radio. No disappointments whatsoever. Everything that I have done on a radio, I have done professionally, and I have it done right. So, the 2500's, I've got 2 of those in VHF. UHFs are all sold. I don't plan on getting a whole lot of these 2500's in. I may from time to time, but what I'm really going to be focusing on are, well, no, I'll focus the whole XTS. The whole XTS line is going to be my focus. It always has been. I mean, it has been for years, but it's really going to be my main focus now. People are asking about analog radios. I've already shot videos on why I don't carry them, but you know, if you want an analog radio, eBay is your best bet. You know, they're giving them away. I mean, damn near. But real happy to get these units in. I've got 3 Model 2s, and I'll have 4 Model 3s in VHF, and these are 2 VHF 5Ks, and those are just killer units. Very, very good. So, if you need 800 megahertz Model 1s, I've got them. If you need Model 1 VHF XTS3000's, I've got them. You know, it just kind of depends on what you need. Chances are, whatever you need, I got. All the frequencies are covered, but these radios are very good. I did get, I don't know how many 5000's I've got right now. I'd have to go back into the shop and actually check the inventory list, and I don't have it here, but I've got quite a few 5000 Model 3s, and I do have 2 slated to go out for conversion and flash upgrades and firmware upgrades. So they're all going to be fully FPP, or full FPP, with brand new housings, brand new keypads, brand new antennas, you know, brand new heavy duty side contact desk covers. They're going to be killer, and these are very good radios. I'm so glad I got that third one in. But they're all APCO P25. They're all interoperability. That's it. Narrowband compliant. These radios will do analog and digital. There's not an analog one only in the bunch. If you're looking at a 3500, an XTS2500, and I've seen them on eBay, beware of those radios. Those radios have had problems. A 3500 is DOS driven in the programming, and that means you're going to have to know how to work in DOS mode. It's RSS software, not CPS software, and if you get it, you will be eternally sorry. So stay away from 3500s. 3500s were brought about because they needed some agencies wanted a cheaper alternative, and they said, man, is there anything you could do at the boys to Motorola? Is there anything you could do to bring the price down on these? Yeah, we'll make it DOS driven, and you know, we'll take out some features and and options, and we'll put them out, and they'll look just like the 3000. So sure, we can do that for you, and that didn't work out so well, so they didn't last very long. 24 minutes. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Got 3 more Model 3s on the way in. When I put them on, you better buy them if you're going to buy them, because they're going to sell quick. Model 2s are going to be selling very, very soon. The Model 3 and the 2500's. They're ready to go. I think I've got one on eBay now. Although I hate dealing with eBay, so you know how that is. You've heard the rant, you know. Please get a hold of me before you start bidding on something. You know, or if you're looking for something that I don't have listed, let's just say that. If it's not listed, get a hold of me. Because if I have it, you know, I would rather do business outside of eBay than any time do business inside of eBay. They fuck their sellers, you know, they tell them how they want it, how they want things listed, and you know, they're trying to, you know, turn sellers who are actually you know, just renting space, you know, they're trying to dictate how they want their sellers to run their businesses. And that's bullshit, you know. I mean, they're not my boss. I pay them. And, you know, the main thing is they just figure, well, you know, we really don't want to start, we don't want to have to pay all these power sellers, you know, 20% at the end of the month. Let's think up the biggest bunch of shit we can do and throw at them, the biggest bunch of moronic requirements, to where they're going to say, fuck no. And, you know, then we'll get to keep the 20%. Oh, somebody got a bonus. Somebody got to go to Aruba. Hope you fucking drown in Aruba, buddy. You know, that corporate bullshit I don't fall for. I don't appreciate it. And, you know, you try to call on eBay phone support and you'll get somebody in, you know, in, oh, Taiwan or hell, Philippines, or, you know, I mean, a banana tree. Just ridiculous. And they will not, you know, they've got no power to do anything. So, and they won't be able to transfer you to anybody who will do anything. So, you know, if you're a seller on eBay, you've been through all this. If you're a buyer on eBay, you probably haven't, but at the same time, in some way, shape, or form, you know, you've had issues with eBay. PayPal's the same way, but I like PayPal. I don't like them very much, but they're a necessary evil, and they've treated me pretty decent. So, you know, I know there's the same company. I know they're tied together. I know all that, but at the same time, I don't mind dealing with PayPal. You know, they take their cut, but at the same time, you know, they haven't fucked me over very bad yet, and you know, I don't really mind dealing with PayPal, but eBay can kiss my ass. You know, unfortunately, I have to deal with them, and nothing better is going to come down, you know, down the pike that I can see. So anyway, told you I'd get a third one in. Got the third one in. These are going to be selling. The VHFs I'm keeping. I need those. But, well, the two VHF 5Ks. But the 3000's will be very nice when those come in. I'll definitely have something up about it. But dude, beware of buying, never buy something like this. Even if the guy says it's going to work, make sure that you check it out. Don't take the guy's, you know, word because he's, you know, a big wheel on, you know, a big wheel on, you know, or on a message board that you would think would be legit, but you know, actually is just like anything else. Every nice alley has a crook, and you know, just like anything else, just like every channel on YouTube has their share of assholes who are going to comment, who are going to thumbs down, who are going to, you know, say a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't make any sense at all, and you know, really doesn't amount to, you know, a hill of beans. But anyway, take it easy, guys. Later on, if you want these units in fire yellow, you better tell me, because if you don't, I'm not gonna have any sympathy on you when you write and you say, oh man, I need a 3K Model 3 in safety yellow. You know, well buddy, you had your chance. So anyway, take it easy guys. Later on.